Welcome back, Troglodytes, to another episode of Trogly's Guitars. I've got to say, this is probably one of my favorite guitars I've ever had. It's a fantastic player, and it's simple. That's what I really like in a playing guitar. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my 2550s and my Artisan Les Pauls, super fancy gloss finishes, cool inlays. But it's really the bare bone rockers that I really enjoy getting in and playing. And unfortunately, for me, they're not as expensive, so I usually don't carry them. I like to carry more high-end guitars. But this one really called out to me because of its finish. This is a Les Paul BFG, which stands for Big Friendly Giant. Just kidding. Barely finished guitar. I guess the philosophy behind this model is that they basically take a studio but don't completely finish it. Because I guess this is kind of how all maple tops kind of start before they finish sanding them and make them nice and smooth. But I really like it because it's kind of reminiscent of like a flame pattern. And this is a Gator green BFG. What I really like about this, besides the black and green color scheme, which are my favorite colors, is the headstock Gibson logo is also green, as you can see here. And that really sold this guitar for me. And I just love playing this guitar. You don't have any inlays on the fretboard, but it's a gorgeous rosewood. Now this one obviously has had some modifications. It's a little more finished than some BFGs out there. So let's dive in and talk about this guitar. As previously mentioned, the Gibson logo and the Les Paul model logo are a cool Gator green. But you can see there's quite a few scratches on the headstock, but nothing too bad. These originally did not come with truss rod covers. That's part of the not finished part of this guitar. But a pure black truss rod cover has been added to give it a little more classy vibe. It looks like maybe a replaced nut. They put a little bit of green paint on there to make it look original. That could be original. I'm not 100% sure on that. But once again, no inlays on the rosewood fretboard, but it's looking good. When this guitar came to me, it actually had a bunch of stickers, skull stickers on the fretboard, which I thought was kind of cool. But now that I took them off, I'm really glad I did. I did like some steel wool to get the stickers off. They were like high quality stickers that weren't meant to come off again. But after some lemon oil treatments, you don't have any real residue at all. You do have a few dings in the fretboard right here, as you can see, but they don't affect playability by any means. But they are there as a little bit of wear and tear. Frets are in good shape. Hardly even noticeable fret wear, but I'm sure there's a little bit if you're looking close. But this top, not every BFG Gator green looks like this. Most examples out there are more black and they just have a little bit of green showing through. But what really sold me on this one is how prominently green it is, with almost like black flame. I mean, there is no real figuring to the wood. I mean, the green has a little bit to it if it shines in the light in person. But it's just such a cool guitar. I really enjoy this guitar. Alright, originally this would have not had a poker chip here. But that has been added. It's kind of a cream color. And this is not the original switch tip. For some reason, this is like a weird size. I'm not sure if the three-way was replaced or if they just use a slightly different one. This can sometimes fall off, as you'll see when I'm playing it. It fell off. It's pretty secure, but I'm not sure what I was doing when I was playing it. But if you screw it down all the way, it's not gonna stay. So definitely leave it at the place that I have it and it will be just fine. But yes, this is a P90 humbucker guitar, which, I've heard great things about this combination, and I've never really had one, but just playing this guitar, I'm in love, really. You get such deep, thick sounds with the P90, but when you have both of them on, similar to the Artisan that has the Stratty vibes with the middle pickup, you kind of get that Stratty Telly sound out of these two pickups combined, which I love, and you don't have that middle pickup to get in your way of picking. Typical humbucker sounds in your bridge, great for high gain settings. So it's great. The only thing is, for some reason, all BFGs seem to have this grounding issue. It's something to do with the bridge and tailpiece, but there is a little bit of audible buzz hum from a grounding issue, and if you put your finger on any part of the metal, that'll go away. So you might want to take it to a luthier and get them to fix that somehow, but I just rock with it. Now, the humbucker has been swapped out. It is the original P90. This is a GFS humbucker. And honestly, it sounds pretty good. I wouldn't touch it. It's the same style as the original with the cream and black. A pickguard has been added. That would have not originally came stock. If you take that off, you will have holes underneath. But honestly, I think it looks really good. I mean, if you really want to get picky, you could get one that was specifically routed for a P90 route and then a humbucker route to fit a little better. But honestly, the fit's not too bad. The P90 does not have a cover, that's how it came stock. But the pickup ring here was added. These did not originally come with a pickup ring, it was just kind of screwed in, which was kind of cool, but you know, I'm just digging the vibe of this guitar. I like all the modifications that have been done. There's only one I don't like. This originally would have had another three-way switch right here in this position that was functioning as a kill switch. When I got this guitar, that was deactivated, so there's just a weird three-way switch here. And playing this guitar with that extra three-way switch really annoyed me, because I always wanted to use it, because it's the first thing in my sight. I wanted to use it to select the pickups, or have it do something. So I eventually got annoyed with it. I just took it out, and I put a dummy pot in there. You can wire it up to be your traditional settings. The pot does work, but it's not hooked up at all. And to kind of make it not stand out, I put a black speed knob on it. That way you know the three kind of orange. I really like the knobs on there. Those are not the original knobs, but those orange knobs really go with this whole Gator swamp type vibe. I think they look really cool, but those are not original to the guitar. But you do have the original black tailpiece and bridge. So I know that was long-winded, but I hope that shows you guys just how cool this guitar is. The aesthetics really work for me, and the playability is awesome. As you'll see here, the back of the headstock is in good shape. Light wear and tear, all in all. And what's kind of nice about the finish on the back of it here is there's a green undercoat with a black undercoat. So as you continue to play this guitar, more and more green is going to start showing. And this is by no means a collector's grade example. You can see lots of nicks and dings on the neck, but nothing too incredibly bad. Something an owner did is they put like gold sparkle paint to help them know where the fret markers would be. I mean, if you look up here, there originally was some green markers, as you're seeing there, but I guess they weren't standing out enough, so they did this gold paint. It really can't be removed. It's almost like it was lacquered over or something. And I guess I forgot to mention earlier, there is a little bit of that gold paint right there on the fretboard. And the condition of the guitar, there are quite a few nicks and dings around. I wasn't really real thorough because I'm too talkative today about how great this guitar is. But yeah, lots of nicks and dings. It's really hard to kind of show, but they are there. I mean, this is a player's guitar, don't expect a mint condition one. It's been modified, but I think it's been tastefully modified. Now the neck is actually 50s style. It's pretty chunky. It's not, you know, super R7 baseball bat quite yet, but it's like the step before that. It's pretty chunky for a studio grade Les Paul. But let me tell you, if you are looking for, you know, a playing guitar, skip a studio, get one of these things. They're so much cooler. I love these. And if you don't like the P90, well, just route it out for a humbucker. These are much better guitars than studios, just for the aesthetic look, I think. But they play very similarly. They don't have the binding on the neck, which I love. I love the look of binding on the neck. I really do. It looks cool with the nibs and whatnot. But I feel an unbound neck just feels and plays better, in my opinion. You got less string spaces to catch and all that. But enough of that. On to the back of this guitar. It had a sticker here at one point in time that was a circle, and you kind of got some wear and tear around that. And I guess that circle sticker was initially to cover up some of the wear. But then once that circle sticker was there, you got more wear around here. And then there was a huge sticker on it. I just took all that garbage off. I think it looks cool the way it is. It's got a little bit of, you know, player's vibe to it. Lots of buckle scratches and whatnot, kind of wearing away through the finish. And these are the original clear cavity covers. They wanted the look of, you know, a barely finished guitar, so they went with clear on these models. You could spray paint them black if you don't like that. But I kind of like the clear. I almost kind of want to keep them to use them for these demos so we can always look on the inside. But you can see that pot there is not hooked up at all. That's that dummy pot I put in. But everything else works. It's 2 master volumes in a master tone. I guess I want to... So master tone is here, and that knob actually goes to 11 for some reason. These two don't, but that is what it is. You've got Schaller strap locks on this one, and lots of wear and tear on the sides, but nothing too bad. It's almost like this Schaller button has kind of impressed into the wood a little bit more, so I'm not sure if you can actually remove that, but it should still work just fine. Overall, I mean, I've blabbered on for 10 minutes and whatnot. This is a fantastic guitar. I really think if you want a Les Paul, any kind of Les Paul, these BFGs are great for the money. If you can pick one of these up for $1,000 or less, honestly, from a playing standpoint, not necessarily what the market is willing to pay, I think this is a $1,300 guitar. I think it plays and sounds and just feels like such a more expensive guitar than it really is. So I can't say enough about these BFGs, especially this Gator green one. I'm not sure about the other colors if they have such a cool vibe, but I really love the aesthetics of this guitar. The nice thing about this model is they're fairly light. This one's only 7 pounds, 10.4 ounces. Very comfortable. Alright, this alligator comes in a non-original hardshell case. BFGs actually originally shipped in gig bags, and this guitar was too nice, so I took this case from a Les Paul Studio I had and downgraded that one to the gig bag. So I mean, if you'd rather have the original gig bag, as long as I still have it, I'll definitely substitute it, but I think you're much better off with one of these Gibson gear cases. It has 2, 4, 5 functioning latches and a functioning handle. And the interior is a cool black. And don't confuse this with the cheaper Gibson gear cases. There are some really cheap feeling ones out there, but this one's like really high quality. I don't know if it's one of the newer ones or if there's like different tiers to Gibson gear. But yeah, usually Gibson gears, they feel a little cheap. But this one feels exactly like one of the Gibson USA ones, just with a slightly different label to it. You've got a nice compartment lid in there, double neck rest. Can't beat it. Demoing through a Marshall JMP 1C. If you think you might be interested in being the next owner of this beautiful Gator Green BFG Les Paul, feel free to contact me on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Troglys, Trogoys, or check out the Reverb or eBay listings. Alright, Troglodytes, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.